Welcome, race fans. It's race day at Clean and Green Sim Racing League, and we would like to welcome everyone that's tuning in for our race day broadcast. It is season 2, race 3 of the CGSR Truck Series here at the 1 Mile New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This should be 190 laps, 200 miles of door to door racing action. I'm Shelley Babinchak, aka Shelly B, along with Richard Pierce and Robert Lawson. Stay tuned for some driver pre race interviews, followed by the pre race drivers meeting. Hi, I'm here with David Neese of the number 27 Mountain Dew car. David, how you feeling today?
Pretty good. My number 27 Mountain Dew Ford F-150 has been running pretty good. I think the truck's ready. I'm not sure about myself. I know I'll be the weakest link.
I think we are speaking a little too early. I've heard that you're pretty fast out there.
Well, at some tracks, New Hampshire's one of the tracks that I like. I'm not really fast here. I just try to, maintain my control and not wreck and try to save my tires as best I can, which is a challenge sometimes.
Well, that was one of my questions. I know it sounds like the Magic Mile fits your particular driving style. So your fuel and tire strategy, you think that's going to play a big role here tonight?
Well, I'm going to do my best to make it play a role. Like I say, if I can save my tires and have something toward the end of the runs, I hope to make up some positions.
Are you planning on jumping out to the front of to the pack and lead, or are you planning on sitting back and just watching your competition before making your move?
Yeah, I always start in the back. I have a good time starting out back and just riding and kind of sizing everything up and see how the race is going.
Well, I think we're going to have to keep our eye on you and that 27 Mountain Dew car. And good luck today, David.
All right, thank you very much. You have a good one.
Okay, welcome to New Hampshire. Starting on the front row, we have John Held and Todd Neese. Row 2, we have Matthew Barbosa and Seth Thomas. Seth Jackson. Row 3, we have Matthew Gall and Mike Babachek. Row 4, Jim Berg and Bobby Hall Jr. Row 5, Sandy Curtis and Michael Ware. Row 6, Steve Connor, and the race is on.
Looking forward to some exciting action here at the Magic Mile.
Good clean start.
Those pre-race driver interviews
Uh-oh.
indicated a lot of them are going to fall to the
All
back. Oh
right.
no.
Lap
First
2.
caution.
We have Bobby Hall. Looks like he got dinged and slammed in the wall. And looks like the 94 is in for some optional repairs.
Hi, this is Shelly B. I'm here with Todd Neese, driver of the number 10 Publix car, with 2 championships from the past already under your belt. How does the Magic Mile fit your particular driving style?
I like the tracks like New Hampshire because they're flat. Flat tracks are always a fun, unique challenge. We don't get a bunch of them on the schedule, so they're always fun to go to. I always look forward to them.
I'm sure we look forward to seeing you out there. And speaking of being out there, how is your fuel and tire strategy tonight? Is it going to play a big role here at New Hampshire?
Um, my plan is to try to break the race up into quarters and make the most efficient use of my tires and let the gas fall where it falls. But typically, I get pretty good gas mileage because I'm not the fastest guy.
Okay, well let's hope the cautions gods are good to you this evening with that strategy because it sounds like a good one. Are you planning on jumping out to the front to lead, or are you planning on sitting back and taking a look at your competition before making your move?
My plan is to settle in line and follow whoever's about my speed. And then maybe if my fuel mileage is good, maybe lead a lap while people are doing a pit cycle. But other than that, I don't expect to be up front too much in this race.
Well, I hope to see you up front in that race, and I hope the number 10 Publix car comes home with the win today. Thanks a lot, Todd, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Shelly B again, and I'm here with Steve Wickel, driver of the number 19 Hellman's Mayonnaise car. Hi, Steve. What do you think
Hi.
about the Magic Mile? Does it fit your particular driving style?
Well, it's the first time I've raced on it, but it's a very challenging track, and I think we'll have a lot of good racing tonight.
Speaking of challenging, I think fuel and tire strategy is going to play a big role here at New Hampshire. How are you feeling about your strategy tonight?
If I can execute it properly, I think I have a good shot at running in the top 10 tonight.
Well, we all love to see that. Are you planning on jumping out to the front and leading, or are you planning on sitting back, watching your competition, and then making your move?
I plan on more of a back half of the race moves because I feel like you have a better understanding of what you've got as far as tires and the state of your race vehicle towards the end versus burning your stuff up in the beginning.
That sounds like a plan, and it sounds like you've got some good company with that. I think a lot of drivers have that strategy. Thank you so much for coming in and speaking with us, Steve. Good luck, and we'll be watching the number 19 Hellman's Mayonnaise car.
Thank you, ma'am. Best to all my other racers.
Well, it looks like Todd's running up or closer to the front. He was planning on sitting back and taking a look around, but it looks like he's got his car pretty dialed in for the race. We've had 32, almost 32 laps of green flag racing,
Yeah,
some
except for
side to
that one
side moves.
caution. Yeah, that one caution, that was between two of our heavy hitters, Bobby Hall and Sandy Curtis. But they remained to stay on the lead lap. So no harm, no foul there. And you got to kind of watch David. All of a sudden, he'll be right up there in front like he is now.
So he's gunning for his fourth place dad.
Yeah, keep an eye on the 27. I'm
He's
sure
looking to
pretty
melt
soon
the
they'll.
Iceman.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I believe the dad's the Iceman, isn't he? Yeah. And there's a 17, the Spy versus Spy truck. If you ever read Mad Magazine, you'd know who they are. So that dates none of us.
I have the Mad Magazine game in my closet, if that tells you anything.
I've still got my Spy versus Spy books. Yeah, 22's having a little bit of trouble here.
I'm not sure anyone expected this clean of a race up till this point.
Well, that's one of the things we're trying to pride on with this league. We want to be clean and green throughout it. And if we have a bunch of yellows, then we're not really being clean and green. Now is when strategy should start coming in because we've got a 200 lap race, so they can go about 50 on a tank of fuel. But the question is, are the tires going to last 50? Sure, right now there's going to be a lot of drivers screaming for tires.
I wonder if that quarter of the race strategy is going to play out.
It just might. He's worked himself up to third already. He was able to get by 57 of Barboza. And now he's got his eyes set on the 68 of Seth Jackson.
He had a pretty good run on him at that point in time, but it looks like he's falling back a little bit there on the straightaway.
Yeah, he may have made his tires mad a little bit. Either that or he realized he's got about 11 more laps on those tires.
Looks like we've got some green flag pit stops starting.
Yes, we do. 22's coming in. And the 41 just exited the pits. Pitting early could become problematic. Because they're going to have to make one run where they're going to have to run extra 9, 10 laps to make up.
Looks like we might have some of those early pitters hoping for a caution sometime in the race.
Yeah, I agree. Even though hope springs eternal, sometimes you always don't get what you hope for.
Looks like the 41 might have tapped the wall back there. Looks like we had another car tap the wall back there in the corner. I think they're struggling with some tire fall off at this point.
Yes, this is where the race gets fun. So far, no harm, no foul. I'm not seeing any instant points on them. But we had the Coors Light truck and the Texas Pete's truck make their pits. So green flag pitting has begun.
Looks like we're following car number 58 into the truck number 58 into the pits.
Yeah, I really couldn't tell if the 31 did get tires or not. But if he didn't, I have a feeling he's going to start falling back. Everybody's going to come out with 4 new Goodyears. And our leader is in. Todd was the leader. And he came in. He's feeding time on pit road.
A lot of action on pit road, just like some of the drivers were telling us pre-race. A quarter of the race is what their pit window aim was.
Yeah, 84 sure stretching it. And we got the high voltage truck in.
Looks like the 55 took the usual 4 tire and fillet stop. Interesting fact about this track, Richard. Do you know that no engineers were involved in the creation of this track?
I did not know that.
It
That
relied
was,
entirely on a single surveyor placing stakes in the ground.
well, that was 1960, 61. So, and the yellow's out on lap 55.
Well, this could throw a wrench in that strategy for tires and fuel.
I would say what you're going to see is a lot of fuel.
This might give some of those drivers that appeared to take fuel only at their last stop a little bit of an advantage.
I'll be curious to see what the 31 does, because I wasn't too sure if he took tires or not.
Richard, do you see anybody staying out, or do you think we'll have the follow the leader into the pits?
Well, we have 2 takers so far, 41 to 10. Here we go. Yeah, we got takers coming in from the back. That's 22. 74. All right, we're coming up on halfway. So let's go through the field here. Up front, who's been up front most of the day is John Held in the 17 truck, followed by Bobby Jr., Bobby Hall Jr. in the 94. Looks like he's recovered nicely from his second lap incident. And right behind is the O Canada truck of Sandy Curtis, the 43. And we've got Matthew Gall in the 78. And then in fifth, we have Seth Jackson in the 68. He's one of the new ones. The 84 Mobile One truck is driven by Andy Margot. And from what I understand, his age matches his number. So anybody can do this.
84 years young.
Then we got Matthew Barboza in the Enough of Me truck. I think we might have to interview him, just find out what's that meaning. And in eighth, we have Mikey Babicek, or Mikey Babs as he likes to be called. Coming in ninth is Kevin Roy. He's a new one. He's in the 88 truck. Sponsoring the Bass Pro Shops. Thomas Hall in the 93. And yes, he is relation to Bobby Hall Jr. 12th, we have Jim Berg, another one of our Canadians. And in 13th, we have David Neese in the 27. 14th and 26th, we have the 45 of Robert Jacoby. In 19th, we have the 41 of Ian Pierce. Or, looks like we have the 31 of Steve Connor there. Okay. Sorry, but my tower switched around on me. Okay. So we'll start where we left off. 14th, 31 truck, Stephen Connor in the AC/DC truck. 15th in the 75 is Michael Ware. He's another new driver. Not sure of his livery. And in 16th, we got John Petrozelli in the 58. And that is everybody on the lead lap. There we go. And one lap down, we've got the 26 of Christopher Matthews. 2 laps down, we have Robert Jacoby, 18th place. There he is in the Texas Pete's hot sauce truck, 26. Then 18th, got Robert Jacoby in the 45 truck. 2 laps down currently. There we go. And in 19th, 3 laps down, is the 41 of Ian Pierce, sporting the Hot Wheels truck. And rounding out the field in 20th, 5 laps down, is the 22 Dean Brewer. Yeah, looks like the 41's in a little bit of trouble. Seeing a little damage on the right and left fenders. Yep, when you see a top of the tire, that's not a good thing.
Looks like we currently have some green flag pit stops.
'17's in.
He's commanded quite the lead this race. Looks like he has the strongest truck so far.
I will agree with you on that. Okay, we got the 43 and the 94 in. 4 tires and fuel. Okay, we got the 55 and the 68 in. Yeah, Bobby took a lot of time there in the pits. I wonder if he was fixing some damage.
While we're watching these green flag pit stops cycle through, we'd like to say hello to everybody watching this inaugural viewing, especially some of the people we see in chat. Good to hear from you. Give your favorite driver a shout out. Oh, looks like we've got the 31 of Stephen Connor into the wall. Looks like you got it straightened out and kept on going.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky on cold tires. Couple laps and he'll be up to song, full song. Or maybe I spoke too soon.
Looks like he's got a problem going there. I wonder if he's got a tire going down or if he's just losing some grip.
I would say it's grip. I'm kind of wondering how much damage he might have on that left front.
Looks like the 45 exiting the pits. Looks like he's stretching out those laps coming in under a lap 117. Pretty difficult feat coming out of pit road with how narrow it is, but looks like the number 45's making it work.
I know from experience, when you make that corner, you see that wall, you're just so worried about hitting it because you got to stay within that blue cone. So it becomes a challenge.
Looks like Robert made it easy that time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Matthew Barboza, he's fairly new to iRacing. He's coming along very nicely.
Looks like he's eyeing up the top 5 at the moment. Wouldn't that be an achievement for a newcomer?
Yes, top fives are always welcome. We had a fun run, kind of a mid-season break last week, and we did a fun run in the trucks on dirt. He ended up winning that one. Yeah, we're back up with the leader. Yeah, we've got a good battle up front, people. We've got Matthew Gall making a run for the front. 17 scraped the wall trying to keep up with them. So we got a good battle for second.
They were side by side for a while.
Yeah. You know, the 43 up front is just looking in his rearview mirror going, you just go ahead and play with each other, guys. I'll just keep on driving.
The 17 had closed in on our leader a little while ago, and then that battle for second put
Yeah,
some
that was,
distance between now Matthew Gall and Sandy Curtis.
yeah. I think when the 17 hit the wall, he did a little bit of damage because he's really fallen back. And it looks like the 68 is trying to come and get one of his laps back. If Sandy wins, we just may have to sing "Oh Canada."
Well, Sandy's been in the hunt for the whole race. He hasn't been in P1, but he's definitely been up there.
Yeah, it's usually about this time that Matt Gall decides time to race. He's coming up on lap traffic. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how he navigates through this gaggle of trucks. Because I believe the 43 and the 78 pitted around the same lap. So there shouldn't be a tire advantage either way. Now I know the 68 pitted several laps later than the 43, our leader.
Andy taking it way down on the apron there.
Seems like just 10 laps ago, 57 of Matt Barboza was fighting for the top 5. And now he just got put down a lap.
The 43 looks like he stretched his lead out over a second going through that lap traffic.
Not only has he stretched it out over a second, he has lapped up to 7th place. So currently we only have 7 trucks on the lead lap.
Closing in on the last 20 laps of this race, it's been a pretty clean race so far.
Yes, 3 cautions for 6 laps, I believe. Well, I just heard the call from the 93 saying he's going to pit. Let's see how everybody else is doing on fuel. Caution is out.
We should see the pit parade happening for this caution.
Yeah, I believe the 41 was in that.
Well, Richard, do you think we're going to see everybody come in, or you think we're going to see somebody doing some fancy maneuvering out here to see if they can get an advantage?
I would say right now they're looking at their gas gauge going, okay, should I go in for a splash and go? Because I don't believe anybody has tires, but I can guarantee you that the 93 will stay out because he just came out of the pits couple laps ago. So right now, he's in the best position to win this thing. But let's see what the leaders do. I've got a feeling it's going to be follow the leader. And so far, we have no takers.
Interesting.
I would say everybody's banking on caution laps to save enough fuel to get to the end. And it looks like the 10 truck of Todd Neese had a pretty good strategy going. All right, here we go. 6 to go. We got a shootout now.
Sandy taking the commanding lead on that good restart.
And John Held has recovered the 17 truck.
Oh, looks like we've got two trucks together mid-pack. But they were able to straighten out and keep going forward.
Yeah. The Iceman got a little slick there and went up into Bobby Hall. It looks like the 10 truck had a good game plan. So there he is sitting comfortably in fourth.
Looks like he
Let's
keeps ducking out, taking a look, but hasn't been able to quite take that third spot.
looks like 17 got a little loose, went up in the corner. 10 truck had to check up on him.
Now he's looking second. Can Matthew hold him off? Yes, he will.
Yeah, yep, Matt had the momentum going through the corner. There we go. And do we have a
And
new
we're two
leader?
wide.
All right, we have Matt and Sandy, the 78 versus the 43. America versus Canada. Who's going to win?
Now we've got Sandy having a good run.
And here comes the John Held in the 17. Spy versus Spy is back up front. John Held is your winner. Followed by Matt Gall, Sandy Curtis, Todd Neese, Andy Margot, Kevin Roy, David Neese, Matt Barboza, Bobby Hall, and Matt Ware rounds out your top 10.
That was quite the finish. Hi, Sandy. Nice
How are
third
you?
place finish.
Yeah, not bad considering, lap four is in a wall.
It was a strong run overall after that. Are you happy with that third place finish?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. We all our tires are pretty beat. Todd there, I thought he was number 10 there. I thought he was going to get us. He had a couple lap fresher tires, but no, it was good hard racing and stuff. And hey, it's nice to see a teammate take a win. Can't complain with that.
Good showing for Team Canada tonight. What surprised you most about your truck and your run tonight?
I actually was able to finish a race, and yeah, no, it was good. It was a good run. Well, I wasn't. I was better on a long run. Not too good on these short runs, but long runs I seem to be pretty good.
A lot of green flag clean racing tonight. Is there anybody out there you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, just to Robert and everybody here that runs the league. It's good, clean racing, long laps, which are good, nice. No, not much cautions. I think we went one time there for about 4 weeks or 5 weeks without one caution in both series. So good racing, good hard racing between everybody. A little bit of rubbing and tupping and that, but nobody ever dumps anybody on purpose. It's just good hard racing.
Sandy, this is Richard up in the booth.
Hey, Richard, how are you, buddy?
Doing good. Wish I was out there driving with you.
I hear you, brother.
For a while there, I thought you were just going to walk away with it, and then all of a sudden that 78 started coming.
If we didn't have that caution, I think it would have been finished differently, right? But caution with 9 laps to go. We went green. I had to run him high, going into 1 and 2. Otherwise, he can stay on the gas longer than me, and he's going to get the in front, right? So going into 1 and 2 there, I stayed out in the second lane. I didn't go down towards the bottom or nothing. So I ran him a little high, which I knew I was going to do it. It's the only way chance I had to stay in front of him. But yeah, he was fast. He sat back beginning of most runs, and then he comes along at the end of it. But I watched him most of the day. He could come get up there, but when the laps got down to the very end, I don't know if he just kind of relaxed a bit or something. But I could pull a little bit on him. But yeah, no, he's always hard to race every track I go to. He's good hard racer, that's for sure. And good clean racer. We've bumped, we've rubbed, we've taken each other out, but at the end of the day, I'd still sit down and have a beer with him because most of the rubbing and touching we do, one guy would let off, the other guy can straighten out there. I was tight on that last corner. I gave him that little bump on the back quarter panel. I mean, I could have stayed on the gas and spun him out, but we don't race like that. I let off, let him get a struck straight. That like great racer, love racing against them. I mean, we've had some rubs and tups and stuff, but we never take each other out. So yeah, anybody I can race with that I can rub doors with and not take each other out, that's great racing.
All right, great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we've got Matthew Gall in the booth. Congrats on your top 3. In fact, place 2 finish. Tell us a little bit about your race. How hard were you pushing at the end, and how you feeling about how you finished tonight?
Well, overall, I'm feeling pretty good about a second place. That first run of the race, I started 6th, fell back to 11th. I thought I was doing something wrong or something was going on. I wasn't on pace there, but I guess I was just taking care of tires a little bit better than others. As the race went on, I just kind of figured out how to manage the tires over a 50-lap run, and that definitely kind of helped me in the long run. And with all the green flags and green flag pit stops, it just kind of kept compounding and getting me back up there. I'm happy with the second place finish. I really wish Sandy, didn't make contact there at the end. I get it, short track racing, Rubbins racing, but man, it cost us 2 positions and me a win, so it's kind of a bummer. But congratulations to Sandy, had a great race, and John Held for winning the race. I mean, he was right there with us, a really good competitor, and he kept it real clean. So, this is why we pay so much for iRacing. It was a really fun and tight race out there in the top 3.
Yeah, and speaking of John Held, I was watching you on those last laps, and it looks like you were laser focused on Sandy. And then all of a sudden, here comes John underneath to take the lead. Were you looking for him to do that?
Thinking, all right, I just got to get Sandy, and here he comes, and I'm like, well, dang, man, maybe he was playing a little cat and mouse, I don't know, but he's good, he's a good driver, you know what I mean, and so it's very likely that he was like, hey, I'll let you go right now, you burn it up, and I'll see you later. I do that to some guys a lot, so I understand what he was doing. I just wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, for a while there, he was kind of right on you. And then he fell back for a few laps. Next thing you know, he was waiting for you guys to, in my opinion, he was waiting for you and Sandy to start battling it out for first. And
Yeah, he wanted us to either burn up our tires or wreck each other. That was his strategy for a little bit, and
Yeah.
in the end it worked out, right? That's exactly what happened. So hats off to him, man. He played it well. He knew it was going to get rowdy there on that restart, and just kind of hung there until something happened, and it sure did. But man, it was a lot of fun. It was a long race. I'm sweaty. I'm not. This is
Yeah.
supposed to be a game, man. I'm not supposed to be sweaty like this, but that was pretty intense for a lot of laps, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats on your podium.
Yep.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week.
Sounds
Look
good.
forward
Y'all
to
have a good
seeing
night.
good things from the 78.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Y'all have a great night. Thank you.
You too.